Welcome in, episode 1, season 1 of the newest podcast that's getting ready to sweep the streets of the DMV. Burgundy and Bold, the DOC, Rick Doc Walker, Super Bowl winning tight end for your Washington Redskins, teaming up with the youngest in charge, Willingham, at 106.7 The Fan, the Team 980. Doc, I don't know if people would believe that you're even doing something with me until you start talking, so...
Well, it's trial. Let's first get this off. This may either be the longest running thing ever or the shortest. But what I do know is that we were blessed with victory in week 1. And the way this team is being developed we're lucky, and I'm glad of that. And I like this team a lot. But it's just September is brutal now in the NFL. I don't care how rich your owner is. I just think there's certain principles, and I think we believe in both of them. Is that all of this starts with that roster, that 53-man roster. It's not 11, it's not 1, it's 53 and a squad and a taxi squad. And people that are constantly out there looking, trying to build, on what you have. So I think we survived September.
And I was saying it all offseason, and I know what they did for training camp. I mean, I know you laugh at it when you walk out there and see what the guys are doing. Knowing what camp was like when you were giving it a go. But I said it, from the get-go, man, just to get out of the month of September at 500 or better, based on the way you treated your spring and your summer, only having one joint practice this time around because Baltimore had...
Well, that hurt them. Let's face it. They didn't plan on that. They planned on 2, give them credit. Yeah. But it didn't happen, and it was catastrophic because, the censor points, and real quick, I'll tell you what, all kidding aside, which I totally believe in my Bible, is that nothing works if you don't get your roster tested.
Yeah.
And you got to have ownership.
What do you mean by that? Getting your roster tested?
Your roster's got to be tested. In other words, nobody wants to see Terry held out, but it happens. Nobody wants to see somebody get hurt, but it happens. Everything is how do you react to what happens? You have a plan. Those plans get popped like a balloon at a birthday party. So the people that end up winning, and so my principles are this. We got ownership now. We got a GM who evaluates talent. He's got to be great at negotiating. He's got to be able to secure talent, not just first-round talent, but free agent talent, late-round talent. Checkbox. Your head coach, I wouldn't hire anybody to coach my team that wasn't a champion. Didn't have a championship pedigree. Hadn't been in championship arenas. Whether he won or lost, he's got to be in it. I like him to have won one, but I want him to be accustomed to high-pressure situations.
Yeah.
And so we check that box. And the rest of it is very simple. Quarterback, left tackle, defensive end, cornerback, punter, place kicker, return man, center, line. Now we start looking at, we can check and say, well,
this roster
we
building
got a lot of those boxes. Everything else to me, I can go get a guy at Home Depot and hire him. But if I don't have this done, right, you got no shot. Because how guys have got to get better once you acquire the talent. Yeah. You got to get them better. And so far, we're seeing glimpses of this.
Here we are, and I think it's very fitting that you're talking about the foundation of the roster being put together, and this will segue us perfectly into recapping what we saw on Sunday. Washington, 27 straight points, 27 unanswered points to beat the LA Chargers on Sunday, and I said it on radio earlier today. Make sure you all check us out on radio as well for the Burgundy and Gold today on the Team 980. Amen. I said it today, man. This offensive line and the performance that they had, first of all, the offensive line and the defensive line, the performance that they had on Sunday, if you can get that out of them each and every week, you would be the best team in football. We just know that this is a week-to-week league, and you can't assume anything in terms of what you're expected to get from your guys. But the offensive line, to me, was the big talking point coming out of Sunday. Washington running it really, really well. Obviously, the rookie, Bill Krosky-Merritt, having a hell of an afternoon. Doc, I brought some numbers to the set for you. 59 yards before contact for Bill Merritt yesterday. Mm-hmm. And I think he finished with something like 120. And you can speak to this being a tight end / sixth offensive lineman for the Hogs, DOC. Is there a sense of pride that an offensive line takes when the talking point is about the running game in terms of what everyone's talking about coming out of this weekend? Because Bill Krosky-Mayer is going to get the belt once again this week, probably going to be the Pepsi Zero Sugar Rookie of the Week for the second straight week, and it's because this offensive line is moving people off of the ball. And I know there's one lineman in particular that definitely has a soft spot in your heart.
You know it. Let me tell you what, Bates comes back. So now you've got your bouncer. Yeah. He's your bouncer. If something comes out, he's an equalizer, and everybody's got to have that. Being on championship teams, I mirror it. I don't know the difference, a different era,
right?
But in mirroring that, protection's everything.
Everything, yeah.
Being able to, and I give Kingsbury, he got my Canine of the Week award, because without him trusting in this and allowing it to breathe, none of it happens.
Yeah.
But he took advantage of that, and he didn't get away from it. Do I want more? Of course, I'm greedy. I want a hell of a lot more, but I'll take what I got, because the line, don't forget Trent Scott. See, the depth is what I'm excited about. Our best guy hasn't even played yet, and that is thrilling. The fact that we got a chance to get better. I heard you today with the Syracuse Orangeman, and without a center, you got nothing works. He's like the quarterback. He touches the ball every daggone play.
Talking about Biotis, yeah.
I'm talking about, yes. You mentioned him out today, and I was proud of you, because these guys don't get mentioned unless guys like us mention them.
Right. Well, this is the thing about offensive line, but you know it. You only get talked about when you mess up. That's what it feels like. So
yeah, or the back gets a couple hundred yards,
right,
or you don't give up any sacks. And once you get a chance to play with a generational talent, not everybody has them. There's about 8 of 9 of them at that position. A lot of them had good days on Sunday. The league is flourishing because the standard is being elevated because of these young quarterbacks. And thank goodness we have one, because you're not going to beat anybody without one, a guy who touches the ball that often. But our D-line showed up and showed out, and so there were so many little things that I saw, and I go, what is this, the basis? Because you try to come out, I thought 3-1, I was hoping for 3-1, settled for 2-2. But now in October, now I got to put my head down, and I'm a sprinter now. I'm trying to eat up some yardage and start getting ready for phase 2. In phase 2 now, you got everybody's attention again, and people are going to come at us based on their roster. San Diego's roster was depleted.
Yeah,
that's too bad for them.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But they still could have won the game.
For sure. And I think,
but we didn't allow that to happen.
It goes
because
back
your
to
punter is tough as nails. You got a young kid now that wants to be a pro. This kid, everybody's saying, well, can he play? Is he a receiver? Is he this? I tell you what, did you see it? All he did was ball out.
Yeah.
And our special teams, another point I heard you mention, and it's valid too. Maybe Denton was passing notes. See, if I don't see you with my own eyes, I don't really know where you get the information from. But when you point out special teams, do you know how long it's been since we've continued to highlight that? We had the best kicker, the best punter, and the best return man. We had all 3.
Yeah, which is crazy. Yeah.
You got to have it, man. If you want to win.
If you want to win. And I think
if you want to win. If you're just doing this for your fantasy team or you're gambling, God bless you. I love you. But this format is developed for people that are partially insane.
Right.
And all they really want to do is kick people's butt. They want to win. We want to be champions. I want a parade. I want to see the new rings. I want all of that. I don't want to be in a town that doesn't win, especially the Burgundy and Gold.
Yeah. I think it's well put by you. I think, like we've been kind of illustrating here in the opening 10 minutes of this thing, is like the foundation set. And I think Sunday, it's one of the more impressive wins of these dudes' tenure, talking about Adam Peters and Dan Quinn, because even with the Chargers being a little bit beat up, when you think about what
a little
the
bit.
narrative is.
So if we had 3 of our top offensive linemen out, I would have canceled. I wouldn't even let J85 play. What are you talking about?
Oh, I would say, can we get a rain check and play? Maybe we can play next week.
Yeah, we'll forfeit.
Yeah, but like to your point though, like, and you're the king of saying this, so I always give you your props when you do it. The next man up mentality. I know you give me a hard time about it because I always get into a panic and a sweat whenever I look at the
you're doing
report.
radio. No. You're really doing textbook radio. Yeah, I'm not trying to do. I'm trying to. I only want to attract assassins. Vigilance. I have one program, one directive. That is that I want to beat everybody.
Yeah.
And if you start worrying about who's not going to play, you're going to end up in last place.
But to your point, the conversation around the Chargers, though, even with them being without guys, you look at all the power rankings throughout the week, no one's got them rated lower than 8th. We went through it today on the show. So think about what the narrative was last year with this team for the entirety of the season. Remember, they were chasing the ghost of, well, can we beat a team with a winning record? And for them to see, this is my thing about September football, right? I think Jaden Daniels had the quote last week, Doc. More games are lost than won in the month of September. That's just how it goes.
Ken Beatrice, God rest his soul, he used to say that.
Yeah. Everything
right.
Everything is getting to a point where you're trying to, clean up your fundamentals. You're trying to overcome the fact that, training camp does not have the same emphasis put on it than it once did.
And it never will.
It probably never will again.
But it doesn't stop the Chiefs.
Yeah, but for LA in particular, and the win that they had Sunday, or the win that Washington had Sunday over LA, I'm willing to look at them through a different lens because of how they won, right? I said in September, there's no style points. Just give me W's and L's. That's how I look at it. But in October,
whoever came up with that was smart.
You could start giving and grading teams on a curve. For Washington to dominate LA the way that they did, LA hasn't been dominated like that all year long. Now, I know they haven't really had the toughest of schedules out the gate, but when anytime you score 27 unanswered points in a football game and come up with the big time defensive plays that you came up with, and we'll talk about the defense coming up here in a second, but like, I think it was the old adage, Doc, the Stella got a groove back. You've heard of that, right?
Yep.
That's what Washington feels like. Washington feels like a group that after Sunday, they've got their groove back, and they're firmly in that conversation of the top 7 to 9 teams in the NFL that feel like, hey, we've got a legitimate shot to be in Santa Clara hosting the Lombardi. And I think what's interesting, and I'm going to speak from the fans' perspective for a second, and as a 27-year-old fan at that, right?
Right. Just make that more specific.
I'm not used to being firmly in this conversation. It feels like it's a prank. So I'm walking on eggshells each and every week in terms of, well, can I believe in them or can I not? Can I believe in them? Can I not? And I've gone and learned about it, and I'm describing it like this from now on. You want to be playing your best football in the months of November and December.
Yep.
But the one thing we got to get used to, being fans of a winning program now, every week matters. You're going to get everyone's best shot week in and week out. This isn't like last year where you've got the Panthers and the Titans and the Saints on your schedule. 2 out of your next 3 are on the road. You got a tough one coming up against Chicago. So the fact that you were able to get that game on Sunday in LA and put you above 500, you know how it is when you're under 500, DOC, this early in the season. It starts to get late early, right? That's just the way it is. And I can only imagine, God bless us that we didn't have to deal with this today. But I can only imagine what the conversation would have been like this week if Washington would have fell to 2-3. People would be getting fired by the fans. I mean, I'm glad that you opened up with it. I'm glad that we won. It's a unique spot to be in. But I can't help now but to look ahead and see, well, what is this team going to be in the next month or so? And I think the biggest takeaway that I think I can take away from Sunday is, and this has been the case in 3 out of the 5 games this year, and all 3 games that they've won, Doc, Vegas, Giants, and in LA on Sunday, you say it to me all the time, and you think that I'm rolling my eyes at it, but I know ball just as well as you know ball. The NFL, football has been played for a long time. They've been playing football since the 50s, 40s. When you dominate both sides of the line of scrimmage, there's nothing nobody else can do about it. There's no quarterback that can save you. There's no skill guy on the perimeter that can save you. Football is a fight, especially up front. Being an offensive lineman, being a defensive lineman, that's why you said it takes a little bit of crazy to be good at this. Who's willing to just sit in a phone booth and just punch each other in the face for 60 minutes? That is what our offensive line did. That is what our defensive line did. And my mentality moving forward now, and I love the way that you described Cliff on, excuse me, Doc, you got to correct me when I do this. It's not just Cliff. He is the artist known as Cliff Kingsbury. That's how we describe him.
Yeah, he's an artist, yeah. Well, formerly, let me tell you what.
Cliff Kingsbury. The fact that he was willing to stick with it, being down 2 possessions early in the game, Doc, he deserves credit.
I was proud of him.
That's all we've been talking about is,
and a turnover.
And the other thing, a lifestyle choice.
That we also, look at the team's character, how it survives a turnover.
Right.
When Bill, we gave it up, and nobody started crying.
Right. No one's pouting.
Started pointing the finger. We've had fights on the sidelines in the past.
I'm telling you.
With our own team. This team is stable, is taking on the demeanor of its brass and its staff.
Yeah.
We think we got the best strength and condition coaching, best of not one, if not the best, one of the best.
I'm about to say, shout out
strength
to Chad
and conditioning. Man, you got to have. This dude is the hardest job on the team, training all of them.
And I want to real quick, not to cut you off. I think I'm glad that you brought him up, because when you talk about your boy, talking about Chris Paul, think about the plan they put together for Chris Paul this summer. It was the first thing that I noted in my recap video back in the spring when we're out there watching Jersey and shorts and you're trying to figure out what's real and what's not. I said, I don't know much because they aren't playing real football yet, but I do know this. Chris Paul's in the best shape I've ever seen him in his life. So when you talk about the importance of Chad Englehart, when you're talking about the importance of everybody that's involved in the championship organization.
Your training staff.
Come on, exactly.
You got your training staff, your strength and conditioning, your nutritional people. They never get enough credit. They should be bonused hundreds of thousands of dollars, because it's like a trainer in horse racing. I mean, it's so many hours are put in that people don't see. Fans just see the game. Us in the media, we get to see practice and the game. But what you don't see is these people going through rehab, people being nicked up, trying to get guys back, dealing with the circumstance and the psychological part about these young guys who are stepping in now. This class had under-delivered, in my opinion. And now they came, McGee was in the game, making play. I mean, it's starting to happen. and that's the thing that I took away from this last game. It wasn't just JD5. It was the most of a total team effort that I've witnessed so far. Because everything can't be a bomb or won 6 games on the last play of the game.
It's just not sustainable.
You have to look at that. That's not great.
Yeah.
That means you were losing.
Yeah, at some point. But this is what I would say to their credit with that, though. And hopefully this serves them well this year, Doc. It's rare that you get to say this about a young team. They know how to win.
Yep.
They showed you last year. They know how to win. But to your point about the young pups, and I want to talk about them in some detail before we wrap this thing up. Like, I've been one of the main guys. Look, that's why I say it. You hear me say it all the time, Doc. I'm a man first when I do this. I wear it on my sleeve. I don't have any.
And don't apologize.
I'm not shy about it. I'm going to be who I am Monday through Friday and on Sundays as well.
Yeah.
But when you
that's why I want to do this. So we can speak to two different audiences.
Exactly. But my thing is this, like, when you prove wrong.
Now people can get a chance, because this is how life is.
Exactly.
People look at it from different perspectives. There's no right, no wrong. But at some point, trends do matter. And if you are, in this case, I'm not telling you what somebody told me. I didn't read this on one of the
right. This is what my trained professional eyes are telling me.
It's my life.
Exactly.
And so, on any level and every level, that's why I love college. And what I really enjoy about college and the rivalries and the pride in which that it brings from people, the alma mater, and people following it. And it means so much for people when you perform at a level you're capable of. And to sustain that, like the Alabamas have done over the years, that is almost impossible. impossible to do. What Belichick did in New England, I don't know if it'll ever be duplicated.
Yeah. Well,
but
hopefully
this is what the goal is.
Hopefully we're in year 2 of being the new Patriots.
And the reason why I'm saying it is because the rules change so much. Yeah. Everything changes.
The game is continuing to evolve. We now got inflated footballs to where the kickers are kicking the ball deeper than they've ever kicked it. So
that kid in Dallas, all jokes aside.
No, seriously. And we don't like to say anything. Weapon. This is not a Cowboys friendly program. I don't make that abundantly clear, but I'm going to give credit where credit is due.
The credit he's a ball. He's flat out. Yeah. He's a weapon.
He's the best kicker in football right now. Brandon Aubrey of the Dallas Cowboys. Yep.
Yeah, he's a weapon.
For sure. I wanted to talk about the young pup for a second. You mentioned Jordan McGee. He was awesome. He played 12 snaps on Sunday. That's more than the first 4 weeks combined.
I know.
So clearly his role starts to expand. Luke McCaffrey coming up with the big catch that he was able to grab this past weekend.
He's been dealing with pressure his whole life, man.
I know. But it's the thing. He should be accustomed to it. I have no sympathy for him. I have respect for him, though. And this is why.
He's earned it.
This is it. When I see a guy, and DQ talked about it when he spoke today, man, my coach called it we-fence, talking about special teams. For him to be contributing what he's contributing right now as the second and third wide receiver, and then Doc, he's on every special teams unit but field goal. You know what that means? That means he's somebody that they view as damn near irreplaceable. He's somebody that is a core piece of this roster.
That's what Joe called him.
I don't know how good he'll ever be as a wide receiver, but I do know this
give
right
now.
He's already
just give him a chance. See,
he's already one of the best
Gibbs will say
returners. He's already
Joe
one of the best
Gibbs called him a core player.
Yeah, he mattered.
Joe if he called you a core player, first of all, you're positionless.
Right.
You do whatever it takes to help the team win.
Which is a mentality too that I don't think a lot of people
he ain't
understand.
The only one.
It's not fun.
Reeves. Let me tell you, they've got some dudes over there that it would have been an honor to strap up with.
Yeah, seriously, no, and that's not Doc trying to get any extra access to the building. That's just that's man respecting man. Football respecting football. I agree with you though. They got a couple guys that really just do this thing the right way, and I think Luke is somebody, Doc, that definitely falls in that category. That's the best way I could describe him. They want to use the commander tag.
They need him. Lynnell, we've been doing these shows long enough to know now. The idea of thinking that you were going on the road and you were going to beat a team like the Chargers and Terry wasn't in the uniform. Yeah. And you were going to score come on.
It's a foreign concept. It don't even seem like something that is real. So the fact
that's growth.
Yeah, I think the program and his overall state is in a good spot. Mikey played well coming up with the big pick. I thought the defense flew around first quarter.
But he had some help on that.
He did. Well, Johnny Newton, that's another young stud.
That's right.
Another young
the Lion Eye.
So here's the thing on Johnny Newton, and I've been, I'm not scared to say what's on my mind. I think he is, first of all, when they picked him, and then I got to lay eyes on him, and then now knowing what they tried to do this year up front, his body type for the position he plays does not fit their traditional mold of what they want to bring in.
Neither did Aaron Donald's.
But here's the thing. First of all, come on, Doc. The kid's not Aaron Donald. But
no, he's not Aaron Donald today. Aaron Donald didn't start off like Aaron Donald. All I'm telling you is that size thing you be talking about, it is so overrated.
But when you're talking about taking on double teams, when you're talking about not getting displaced in the run game, I want a big hulking 6'5", 325-pound dude.
Yeah. Trezon is not that. Right. You're right. We got one, but all I'm telling you is that don't play him down just because of size. Because Aaron Donald wasn't the biggest dude.
Oh, for sure. But the get off.
Neither was John Randall. This is before your time. But I done played against and seen some dudes that didn't, quote, measure up until the game started.
Especially at that position too, Doc. And I'm somebody that's played a little interior O-line in my life as well. You don't, from a leverage standpoint, on the interior, it's all about pad level. Who's going to get under whose pads? He's almost at an advantage. The fact that he is shorter.
The way
that I describe him, Doc, he built like a damn fire hydrant.
That's exactly, but that's the worst injury he could incur. He had
from his feet. Yeah,
exactly. Big fellas, man. If his wheels are messed up, he's in a world of trouble.
Yeah. But overall, just to wrap up the conversation on the youngins, I thought Sunday was the best performance of the class as a whole in a game yet since they've been drafted dating back to last year. So they deserve a ton of credit for that.
And they needed it.
From a confidence standpoint, I totally agree.
They needed it. They were on the road without their best weapon in Terry McLaurin, and it didn't matter. And I would not have predicted that. I needed to see that.
My thing is, too, it's not even the fact that they just won. They just scored 27 unanswered. That is utter domination. That's 45 minutes of the other team looking at each other like, well, what the hell are we doing? Are we going to eventually cut
and whatever you do tonight, pour a little bit out for Debo.
Oh, my goodness.
Just pour a little bit on the ground for him.
Look, Doc, we come with numbers here. 7th in the NFL in receptions to start. I heard he was fat. I heard he was this. I heard he was that.
No, you didn't hear it wrong. Let's not kid about it.
Sometimes you get yourself into shape when it's time to get yourself into shape.
Well, he did, and he made it. Yeah. I love his attitude, but he talked to what he was going to do, and he didn't do it.
Yeah,
and when he didn't out about it, he got his hat.
Yeah,
he went to work, and ever since, I saw him in the first padded practice. He is a flat out killer.
Yeah, and you see the way he's finishing at the end of these plays.
Yeah,
it's the shoulder being lowered. He's not going out of bounds.
If Terry gets his groove back.
Oh, I know.
And
here's the Terry coming back is obviously huge, but here's the revelation to me, DOC. And I said it during the show today. It's no slight to Terry. It's no slight to Debo. It's no slight to any of the other skill guys they got on this roster. That boy Bill, and you just seen some good running backs. I see you tweet about Larry Brown yesterday. You just seen some good backs in your day now. It's almost like
I'm not bragging.
O.J. Simpson.
At my age, my coach in high school used to talk about Hugh McElhaney. I mean, there are some advantages to being alive a long time.
Right.
You do get to see some things, but my era was the running back era.
Yeah.
What the quarterbacks are now, running backs were when I grew up.
Yeah.
Best player on your team was the back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have something that where it goes. What I don't want to do is be up and down. I don't want to be week to week. The best thing anybody can say about you is that you're consistent. And that's what this team has to do. It has to get people back on the field and get the people that are in here now. Remember, I said it when you were screaming and hollering a couple of weeks ago about who wasn't going to play. I go, if I was on a receiver on this team, I'd be glad he's not there.
Honestly, it's more of an opportunity for me. I'm just glad. I'm glad to see McCaffrey seize the opportunity. And I said it earlier today. He would be my third wide receiver when everybody's healthy. Noah Brown, I love you, brother. You'll forever be in Commander's lore because of the Hail Mary. But, I mean, this kid surpassed you. He's available. He's playing on every special teams unit.
He's that's coming what you got to count on. Don't hurt your teams because you want to be good all the way around the board.
Exactly.
So you hurry it. What you're saying has merit.
It's going to work.
But don't rush it.
It'll work itself out.
It'll work itself out. But, we got guys, and it could have been worse. JD had a TD dropped.
Well, that's another difficult conversation. But can I just yes, he dropped it. But the bigger convo, though, that's a damn hell of a pass he threw, isn't it? Shit.
It was you know what? It wasn't unreal.
It's what
it's JD5.
Yeah, well, exactly.
It's JD5.
Unreal. And there's not a lot of
Patrick Mahomes threw a ball almost end over end on the zero blitz on the Monday night game. But you know what? It's Patrick.
Yeah, it's what he does. What you come to expect.
That's what he does.
Guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. But no, I think all in all, though, defensively, like we opened up with, you won on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Your D-line was able to be impactful. Payne, Kinlaw, Newton, the young pup, as we talked about. And then offensively, with this offensive line, they're fourth in the NFL. I'm looking at it right here in running back yards before contact, meaning they're moving people up front at the point of attack, running to that left side. And remember what the book was on Tunsil, Doc. He's just a pass protector. He can't run block. When they run to that left side, they're averaging 7 yards a pop when they run off of that left side behind Laramie Tunsil and Chris Paul, who has both just been amazing.
What did I tell you in camp?
About what?
The only thing with Tunsil,
and
you had to sit down with him that was very good.
Yeah.
I said, I just want to know, does he want a gold jacket?
Does he?
Or is he just happy being a Pro Bowl player? Because if he wants gold, they can start measuring for it because he's got that kind of skill set. But I want to know, I want him to show me that he wants to wear gold for the rest of his life. Because, dude, he's the only thing preventing him from Canton is him. And it looks like he's buying in.
Yeah, he's 100% bought in. And I wonder what the quarterback feels like. Because no disrespect to our young pup, Coleman, gave up 10 sacks last year as a left tackle. If you're jaded, man, you're looking at that left side going, oh, man, here we go again. Every time I drop back, I'm totally under siege.
Yeah, but he was a baby. He was,
but
he played guard. But look, it's depth, and it don't mean that it's over. What it is.
I don't think anybody's saying that. I think he's too. Because I'm gonna
tell you what mature. I like about him.
I think he's too physically mature.
Coming off the ball.
Yeah, he fires off the ball. Yeah, that's what he does. But I think, and now we've shifted to him. He's another part of that conversation. We're talking about the draft class. If I was them, his problem right now is anchoring versus power. He's a tackle, so he does not have the strength of an interior offensive lineman. The way that Chris Paul is playing, he's in a contract year. He may have earned himself quite a few bucks.
Oh, he ain't going nowhere.
Well, I hope they lock him up, but this is my thing. Use this as a redshirt year for Brandon Coleman. Let him get stronger. Let him work one-on-one daily with Chad Englehart so he can develop that play strength to be able to anchor and drop his ass versus these power rushers, because that's what he struggled with to start the year is versus power. I think we know laterally he's as good as anybody on the interior. It's just about, is he going to have the play strength? But
tell you what, he'd be in my tight end in some short yardage situation.
I would have tight end. Yeah, I don't understand that totally, but to each his own. They know what they're doing over there.
You got time because of the people that have stepped up and the way Scott stepped up. And this young cyborg. This is the beauty of this team, and they have a great offensive line coach.
Yeah, Bobby Johnson.
What you don't want to do is lose this kid.
Yeah,
because you rush him in. I've seen this kid in the championship. I saw him at TCU. He's a fighter.
Yeah,
he's athletic. He hustles. That with Chad, let Chad deal with it. Just let him
get him right.
We're lucky he doesn't have to play.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is great. So I agree with you on that. I do think it's a matter of when, not if, in terms of does Brandon Coleman become one of their starting five. It may not be this year, it may end up being next year, but I think all in all, they're in a really good spot foundationally. I thought Sunday was huge for the confidence of the organization. Now it's about how do you bounce back? How do you respond to adversity? How do you respond to success? We saw what it looked like to this point when they've gotten punched in their face. They haven't lost 2 in a row all year. So we know once they get punched in the face, they shake the cobwebs off, they get back up before the ref counts to 10. I want that to be the same when you are in the driver's seat. You have a chance on Monday night against Chicago to move to 4-2. 4-2, 2 games above 500 in this early portion of the season, right before you enter that stretch run where you've got teams like Seattle and Detroit and Kansas City and the class and the cream of the crop of the National Football League. So the fact that you made it out of this portion of your schedule at 3-2, all of your goals are still ahead of you. You caught up a game in the division this past weekend because Philadelphia was able to drop one. I think it's a damn good thing that they were able to put out on tape. I want to wrap this up though. We've finally figured out a way to get you all.
Yeah, because I am getting tired of hearing you.
We figured out a way to get you all the product. Let's just continue to inform the people. Like, subscribe, comment when this comes out. We're going to try to get a regular schedule for you all. We had some technical difficulties on my behalf, which is crazy because I'm supposed to be the young person that is in charge of the technology going right. But Sunday, I couldn't get us live for the post game, but that is the plan, is that we will be conducting post game shows following the conclusion of the Commanders game when they're on game day. We both got radio obligations, so the time will always fluctuate, but you know where to find us. Burgundy and Bold, Lynnell Willingham, Rick Doc Walker, giving you the most honest commentary you could possibly get on the Washington Commanders. We'll have some other page exclusive content. And Doc, you're going to love this, my Super 6-pack. I've got 6 plays that I took via the All-22 the 6 plays that I thought defined the game on Sunday. I'll break those down. It'll be up on the page as well. That'll be something you'll get each and every week from us. We have our recap videos up right now in terms of our instant reaction after the win. Doc, we can compete with this because right now you've got more views than me. That means you're the draw of the show, huh?
No, also what I'm going to do is we have an open locker room segment.
Yeah.
And so we're going to do some things that are unique to what the norm is. But if you're a baller and you got a little bit, you're off the rocker, it'll work for you. If you're normal, this might not work for you. But if you're a little abnormal, I think this would be your cup of tea.
For sure. We've gone for a little over a half hour. We could actually hash out our next situation in real time. We're going to be audio only up until Monday night, so just make sure you stay tuned for that. I did want to look around the NFL tomorrow for about a half hour, if you all are willing to give us your time.
We'll do that tomorrow.
So we'll do that. We'll do that tomorrow. We'll wrap up week number 5. Currently, as we're recording this, Kansas City, Jacksonville knotted up at 14 apiece with about 7 left to go in the third quarter. Never a good football game. We'll recap it all coming up tomorrow as you put a button on week 5 of the NFL. But for the DOC, Rick Doc Walker, this has been the Burgundy and Bold podcast with Lynnell Willingham and Rick Doc Walker. You can follow us on social. I can't even get it out. You can follow me on social media. It is at
no. Go ahead, do it. Go ahead,
you're gonna let me do my thing. I don't give a damn what platform we on. I'm gonna get my handle out.
Go ahead and do it. You got to do it.
NELL_BTP.
That's really cool. Mine is very simple on X. Yeah, Rick Doc Walker is simple. No BTP, no underscore. But you know what? Hey, for you young people, follow him, man. Please.
What y'all going to notice as we go throughout this, there's an ageism thing that Doc's going on. We're trying to get him to warm up to the younger demographic a little bit more. But
what do you mean warm up to him? We're good. If you didn't have a problem with the rest of the young people, we're good.
And that's why, look, you tell callers on the radio to say goodbye. I'm going to tell you to say goodbye. For episode 1 of the Burgundy and Bold podcast, I know Willingham, Rick Doc Walker signing off. Back with you on a Tuesday to recap week number 5 in the NFL.